G'day, I'm Josh, registered migration agent with Immigration Gurus. We'll set you on the right visa path to make your Australian dream a reality. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with everything you need to know about Australian visas. In the first episode of the travel exemption series, I explained that some people can automatically travel to Australia without applying for an individual travel exemption. In today's video, we're going to talk about who has to apply for a travel exemption. And at the end of this video, we'll explain how you can apply for one. You may be eligible to apply for a travel exemption if you are in one of the following categories. As explained in my last video, if you are an immediate family member of an Australian citizen or resident and hold a temporary visa or need to apply for a visa to travel. You have been invited by the government if your entry is a national interest to assist with the COVID-19 pandemic. You have critical skills required to maintain the supply of essential goods and services to Australia. You are sponsored by an employer to work in Australia in an occupation on the priority migration skill occupation list, or you are military personnel. Also, if you have government support as a student to complete year 11 and 12, or you are a student in the final 2 years of your study of a medical, dental, nursing or other health professions at a university degree level. And finally, you may be eligible to travel to Australia for compassionate and compelling reasons. These include, but are not limited to, needing to travel because of a death or critical illness of a close family member, urgent or critical medical treatment in Australia, or the separation of a minor from their family unit. Now that we know who can apply for a travel exemption, let's talk about how to apply for one. Remember, if you want to travel to Australia, you will need to hold a valid visa, have a travel exemption and supporting evidence, quarantine for 14 days upon arrival. To start the application, you start by requesting the exemption online using the travel exemption portal. We'll leave a link in the description box below. It is important to know that you will need to apply for an exemption at least 2 weeks, but no more than 2 months before you're planning to travel. You'll need to create an account in the travel exemption portal with a login and username. Once you've done this, you'll need to complete an online request form to provide information in support of that, such as the reason for applying for the exemption, your passport details, evidence that you hold a valid visa or have applied for one, your proposed travel itinerary, then, depending on your situation, supporting documents to support your application, and which includes marriage, birth or death certificates, proof of relationship or residence such as joint tenancy agreement, joint bank account, other things like that, a letter from a doctor indicating while travel is necessary, a supporting letter from a business or government agency advising why your skills are critical, a statutory declaration to support claims. Most travel exemption requests are finalised within 7 days. However, some might take a little bit longer, depending on how complex your situation is. So keep in mind that you should only make one request per person. Duplicate requests can only cause delays. Once your travel exemption is granted, you'll be able to travel to Australia, but make sure that your passport and visa are valid when you travel, and take a copy of your exemption letter with you to the airport. Please also note that it's a single-use exemption. If you're not granted the travel exemption, you can apply again. You may need to provide additional documentation and information to add to the application. Getting professional advice from a registered migration agent is always advisable, so contact us. There is no limit to the number of times you can apply for the travel exemption. If you have any specific questions about the travel exemption or need help applying for one, get in touch with our team or leave a comment below. I'm Josh from Immigration Gurus. Until next time, have a great week.